1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hmm. 1 ATR. So you have the 90 EMA, which so far has been was this like second highest volume candle of the day? And you have something like this. 0.8 RVOL. And I just executed here. Getting some selling. This is exactly what you want to see in Rubberband. So just kind of want to start seeing it hold below the 90 EMA on the 1 minute. On the 2 minute, we're going to come into the 90 EMA, so we want to see how it reacts there. Also, we might have some, we had like a consolidation breakout here at 86.83. So going to watch it into that level. And so this is average RSI was 81 at the top. And then we also have, I'm just going to get rid of this because this might go directly to VWAP, in which case I will take half, but usually when it does this in like 3 minutes, 86.34 is what I'm looking for. I don't want to take the entire position because it's so quick. And I just want to see if Fashionably Late or maybe it'll start to consolidate around VWAP and then start failing. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. We are starting to potentially hold this consolidation level at, it's like 83. And also just sort of watching the bids. We're getting a lot of volume on these selling candles, which is like what we want to see. We have the 21 EMA on the 1 minute that is currently holding. And notably, we are actually holding below the 9 EMA on the 2 minute. And our volume is looking good on the 2 minute. So we're at 38. I'm gonna take half. And then the other reason why I got rid of my just my order there to take half is like we could like kind of flush right through VWAP and maybe go into high of day, so I just get a little bit better price. Just trading it manually. Looks like we do have some orders at 39. Yeah, so 1 cent above VWAP. So I do expect that if we do come into it, we're going to have a little bit of a bounce. And the important part about this play here is that there's no news on it, and there's a growth story that people are excited about or whatever. That means, but I also don't care. All right, so we are getting a bit of a bounce off of this low area, so this could turn into sort of a second chance. But I'm just really looking for a stuff here, and really looking for a lower high to be established. And since we've had such a deep pullback already, should do this. I guess I need to do it from here to the top. So this would be a 30 to 50% pullback. So like here is where I wouldn't want to see it come back to. Or rather break. And this is a prior consolidation area. Just change the color here. So this is more like a 30% pullback, which is completely normal and fine. It was on lower volume, which is also another check in my favor. And then so now this is sort of like a backside setup. And the interesting thing about this backside is that it's so close to VWAP that if we do get a resolution of the backside, which again is sort of like a hitchhiker, then it could really like flush through VWAP. So this is just sort of the interesting. We're getting like almost a fashionably late on the 5 minute. And so previously we had a 87.37 as our high. So we'll look to that area for resistance, and then we also just want to keep in mind of this 8750 level. So that would be like a 60% pullback, which is perfectly normal as well. But as of right now, what's the most notable thing is we had a very high volume dump, followed by consolidation, followed by, we don't know yet, but it's either going to like rip back up and make another try at high of day, which point I will be out, or we're going to rip through the downside, in which case I will be parceling out and seeing if we can get some momentum behind this. It's also at 1.8 RVOL, which isn't that notable. And honestly, I really want to be involved in these rubber bands that have these big run-ups, up 6% on low RVOL. So still holding below the EMA. We're looking for 80. We've got some volume coming in though. So maybe very protective around this 8752 level. And I'm at 64. It's my entry, so I'll try to stop out definitely around break even. So what's interesting is we did get all this volume here, but not seeing the stock like really react to it yet. Just watching it. 8752. This could be also considered a VWAP continuation. It doesn't quite come to VWAP, but if you are taking it long, you're like, well, it's super strong. It has a pullback into VWAP, does some consolidation, and then reps higher on higher volume. So that's a very valid strategy and something I'm protecting against. But I think another check in my favor is just that it never actually came into VWAP, which, depending on how strict you are on your strategy, like I require an actual touch of VWAP, and it hasn't done that. So I would assume less traders are going to be involved. Also of note, the Bollinger Bands are getting really, really tight. So that's just another example of consolidation. I would certainly not be going long here, but I am not the type of trader who would trade this stock long on any random sort of day. And we're in 86.47. And our lows that we're looking for 69, 67. 67. There's like a 20-cent spread. And the question here is usually about the bids, right? How high are the bids going to step up? And you see that they are stepping up. The market really dumped. And GME is still running. SMH did resolve. SG. So this was 37 followed by 32. And we're back at new lows. So 70s is like a double bottom here. And we're watching the bids 78, 79. They are going to need to step up. Otherwise, we might see a flush. We have a pretty decent. I guess we don't have a good triangle really established. So we're at 91. Volume is still like really light. But I mean, this could go either way. So just continuing to watch the price action. Bids are at 85. And we are getting a cross as well of the 9 EMA and the 21 EMA, which is always an indication of slowing of momentum slash reversal. So we're getting that on the 1 minute, still far on the 2 minute. But the 5 minute still looks fairly clean. And we do have a inverted hammer on the 5 minute, but still kind of fashionably late. As long as the SIF can hold, it doesn't look that bad. So we're back at 72. 63. Are any of those going to print? 65. No one's really jumping out yet. 65 on the bid. Meanwhile, 80 printed, and then bid stepped right back up to 80. It stepped up to 90. $74. And VWAP is climbed 10 cents since we started this whole adventure. It's 86.48 is now what we're looking for. I'm much more inclined to take my position at VWAP. I still want to think like if we get a flush through VWAP, I want to, like I'm going to take half and see if we get some momentum after we sort of resolve. If we don't, we start fighting, then I'll just immediately exit the position. Meanwhile, still looking volume is really dried out here. And just kind of looking to see if this thing is going to go lower. 39. And let me just lower this like a little bit. 39 is your consolidation period. And it is a sign of strength to hold above VWAP. But I do just want to reiterate, the VWAP continuation is not a valid strategy for me unless it touches VWAP. And I feel like price should have come in to touch VWAP, didn't. So now I don't have a good stop because I always want my stop to be below VWAP. And at this point, I wouldn't be on the right side of the V because the V never came. And we didn't like aggressively rebid or something to where I have like an area where buyers are at. So I do not like this play for a long VWAP continuation. Look, there's only two ways that this ends. It's either going to flush to the bottom or it's going to make a rebound to the top. Those are really the only two things that should happen. All right, we're getting some volume through 54. And it didn't get filled. It's like 58. Damn it. All right, so I just took half my position here. And we did get the volume, which is what I was looking for. Now we're at 38. Now the question is, all these people were wrong, and so they should start selling their position. So how low can we go is the question. So I would like to see some selling. The other thing is we still have a little bit more to go for the 9 EMA to hit the 2-minute. And at this point, it's not doing anything wrong, just kind of like selling. And the question is, for all these VWAP guys, this VWAP continuation long, you want to see how deep is this going to go? If it's too deep, you don't want to, like if it's too deep and too aggressive, you're not want to go long. But if we immediately rebid and so now we actually get an entry point for that Fashionably Late. So we have the 9 EMA is crossing the VWAP on the 1 minute. So I don't take this trade, but if you do take this trade, let's just kind of mark it up here. I think it's like here to here. And so your stop would be just like above here, which is actually kind of perfect. Just above VWAP. And we're really like targeting like a close. Get rid of. Let's go and check to see how the 2 minute looks. Definitely looks like it's trying to do a rebid on volume. So not what I want to see. And the other thing is like volume is, going down. We didn't get like a really big thing here. But I do feel like, the party's kind of over to the long side. And that's the other thing is volume is kind of died down. And from a party perspective to the long side, everyone's leaving the party. And so you don't really have that momentum to carry it forward. And these are just all the people leaving the party. I imagine you were long during all this stuff. You see a great consolidation of 90. They're just kind of getting in and bursting and maybe exiting into the Bollinger Band top, and then you're exiting on the break or loss of this 9 EMA. And now you're looking at other trades, like you're done, right? And then vultures like me come in and just go into the party, and I'm like, why are you still here? 85.80. So bids are really stepping down. Volume is starting to increase. There was another sort of a hitchhiker to the downside. I feel like at this point it just kind of looks nasty, right? Outside the Bollinger Bands on the 2 minute, but I'm just kind of looking for a reason to cover my position at this point. And yeah, unless it does some sort of aggressive rebid or some sort of, indication that says that buyers are going to step back in. Because I mean, we could certainly make some sort of lower high somewhere, right? But those buyers need to show themselves. And as long as we're just like selling, I don't really find a reason to cover. I mean, we are outside the Bollinger Bands a little bit, like on the 2 minute, on the 5 minute. So I guess there's maybe a reason to cover. Okay, so we're at 54. Let's just do like a quarter here at 54. See if I can get a quarter. Yeah, got a quarter into. It is kind of getting aggressive outside the Bollinger Band on all time frames. Well, not the 15 minute, but it's kind of nasty. And by the way, if anyone's watching this is my best rubber band resolution below VWAP I've ever had. So yeah, this is a nasty 5 minute candle here. Volume is increasing, but the thing is, we are starting to maybe stabilize here. We have 44 as a low. We have some big sellers here at 79 now. Hard to say what that is, but Hmm. We just continue to sell. Right down. All the way down. And from a fashionably late perspective, let me just go back to it. So I said fashionably late was like here, I think. So then it's like here to here, and then we will just duplicate this to like one measured move, and so you're right here from a fashionably late perspective. Like the nastiest 5 minute I've ever seen. Love it. All right, so we are pretty far extended, right, from the, and we're getting a multiple bar break here, potentially, after a rebid. So you could potentially say, hey, this is where I will just do this one here, just to show, hey, this is a Fashionably Late exit. And on the daily, let's see, outside the Bollinger Bands, and it really just we're at 8407, 8408. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just sort of, I am watching this Fashionably Late area. It is starting to consolidate here, so perhaps it'll hold. And I'm just really watching this 90 MA on the 1 minute. So it's starting to show some support, and then like a breakthrough the 90 MA would be a reason to sell. We are pretty extended on the 2 minute. But I'm not really, I'm just holding for momentum to the downside. Or so far, like my original target was VWAP, and here I'm already like 2 times that. So I'm not trying to hold for a bigger bounce, and then so I think that like probably here at 59, yeah, 50, 59. Would be a reason to sell. And I would expect that, from a give like a multi-board break. And it would also give the opportunity to, so what I don't want, so before it actually, like on the long side, it actually respected the 90 MA very well. Then on the downside, same thing, comes into higher day, respects the 90 MA, has this really nice sell-off. So since the stock is respecting the 90 MA very well, I kind of expect that the 90 MA will continue to play an influence in the stock. And that, so for instance, right here, it's coming close into it, and then just to see if it fails. And right now, it's coming into it, and then so It's kind of hard for me to, yeah. To put in my order, but I saw bids are still at 50 because the spreads are so high. So there's definitely some stuff going on here. Like, this is definitely an area for the traders are watching. So watching these bids, they're still kind of stepping down, and that would be like a perfect 9 EMA bounce, right? So now I don't want it to get above 72, and really I want those sellers to stay below the 9 EMA, which is at 48 right now. They're at 50, so now bids are kind of stepping up again. And it's like bids are gonna, looks like they're gonna try and, yeah. So I'm just gonna exit here. And yeah, bids are starting to push back as shorts start to cover, volume is increasing. So it's a good cover. And my single best rubber band I've ever executed. Exciting.